Pope Francis, humans have sinned against the Earth by exploiting its resources. On Earth Day during the coronavirus pandemic, the Pope reminded his flock that humanity has no future if the environment is destroyed.
Here's a summary of the article.
Vatican City, April 22. Pope Francis made an impassioned plea for protection of the environment on Wednesday's 50th anniversary of the first Earth Day, saying the coronavirus pandemic had shown that some challenges had to be met with a global response. Francis praised the environmental movement, saying it was necessary for young people to take to the streets to teach us what is obvious, that is, that there will be no future for us if we destroy the environment that sustains us. Recounting a Spanish proverb that God always forgives, man sometimes forgives but nature never forgives, Francis said, if we have deteriorated the earth, the response will be very ugly. A landmark in the emergence of the environmental movement when it first took place in 1970, this year's Earth Day has prompted calls from many, including UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, for governments to pursue green recovery in response to coronavirus. We see these natural tragedies, which are the Earth's response to our maltreatment, Francis said. Saying the Earth was not an endless deposit of resources to exploit, he said, we have sinned against the Earth, against our neighbor and, in the end, against the Creator. Last year, after a synod of bishops from the Amazon region, Francis said he was considering adding a definition of ecological sins in the Roman Catholic Church's Catechism, a compendium of teachings and rules.
This post received a score of 43,000, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I am all for the Pope advocating positive change. I'm not religious, but billions of people around the world are. If he can convince even 10% of them to change for the better, then that could be a lot of people making a difference. Edit, this got way more attention than I expected. Thank you for the award. It's my first one.
He is as influential as any person alive. When he takes a stance like this, people pay attention. Good on you, Pope. I'd buy you a beer if you would drink it.
Bottle of wine?
Scotch. Oh, that holy water.
Maybe I'm half vampire. Whenever I drink holy water, it burns going down and I always end up talking in tongues and vomiting.
Blood of Christ, bottoms up.
His bottom isn't coming up for a while.
But once it does, he won't be the only thing that's risen. He knows how the angels rise up.
People forget we are a part of nature. Everybody thinks they are somehow above everything, like they are God or something.
More so, the Earth does not subordinate to us, and we do much like to believe it does.
I've lived through a few natural disasters, but I have never felt smaller and insignificant than when I experienced an earthquake. Something about the Earth moving so violently without warning, it's very humbling.
You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can.
Think that's more of an avalanche.
You may eat from them, but you shall not cut them down. Are the trees in the field human, that they should be besieged by you?
The Bible is a really mixed bag. There's a lot of good things and a lot of bad things you can learn from it. It's interesting to see something like this put so straightforwardly in a religious text. Although, I suppose one of the most important lessons the Bible's stories tries to teach is that of protecting, stewarding the earth, even in Genesis, Eden, so I shouldn't be surprised. It's not really something that I've thought about for a pretty long time.
Yeah, I'm not a Christian or anything, and of course you can use a lot of stuff in the Bible to justify any number of things, but I have always found it to be pretty poetic and worth pushing back on Christian thinking with some of the deeper parts of the books. Ecclesiastes is a favorite, it's almost Buddhist in its rejection of desire and materialism. Unrelated to a degree, though it ends with a fervor on the specific line, "Destroy those who destroy the earth," from Revelations. The excellent song, Blankenship, by Dive is where I actually learn of the verse.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.